Renegade Immortal, Chapter 597, Demon Drum. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Books with AR. Dog shit, divine retribution and little scoundrel, you guys dare to destroy my sky demon country's capital? Damn you all, you brats deserve to die, and this divine retribution deserves to die even more. Ha ha, divine retribution. Good. My ancestors survived through a divine retribution to cultivate. I want to see how much power this divine retribution has. Bursts of angry roars rushed out from underground. Then thunderous rumblings came from below the ground, no weaker than the thunder from the divine retribution. 5 powerful shockwaves charged out from underground. Although the heaven's might was trying to suppress it, this shockwave was still able to force itself 100 feet into the air. 5 white-haired old men with eyes filled with demonic spiritual energy charged out, along with the 5 shockwaves. Just from looking at them, one could feel the passage of time. Their skinny upper bodies were naked, but those lean bodies gave off an almost primordial aura. The red cloud in the sky churned violently and descended 3 more inches. The ground of the entire capital city shattered, and drops of blood came out from the pores all over Wang Lin. There were sounds of his flesh and bones being crushed, and he felt like there were countless large mountains crashing down on top of him. Wang Lin's legs remained straight as the ground beneath him collapsed. His legs sunk deep into the ground until he was knee-deep. The pressure from the heaven's might directly entered his soul. It was as if there was an incomparably majestic voice roaring inside his soul. Wang Lin struggled to raise his head. He looked at the sky and didn't say a word. Not only were the 5 old men not unwell under this heaven's might, but they all began laughing like crazy. Each of them managed to fly up and float in the sky under this pressure. Comfortable. No wonder the ancestors said that this heaven's might is dog fart. This pressure is comfortable enough to make me want to curse. Bullshit! When did the ancestors say anything like that? They clearly said that the heaven's daw is like a naughty girl. If you don't want it to be pressing on top of you, then you just have to push her down and press on top of her. Both of you are speaking nonsense. I have read the records left by the ancestors hundreds of times. How come I never read anything like that? The 5 old men began to quarrel with each other. The heaven's might became even angrier, and the red cloud descended 8 more inches. The earth roared, and the entire ground of the imperial city was crushed. Although the shockwave wasn't able to spread on the surface, it spread underground, as if there were dragons moving beneath the surface, and this affected almost half of Sky Demon City. The 5 old men suddenly stopped talking, as if their bodies had been hit by an invisible hand and swatted to the ground. Wang Lin was at the center of the heaven's might. Crunching sounds came from his body, and he sank down even more. This time, less than half of his body was still above the ground. The 5 old men that were charging at the red cloud all fell to the ground once more, leaving behind 5 deep holes in the ground. One of the old men in the holes was irritated. He climbed out and angrily shouted, "Divine retribution, you ass! You destroyed my Sky Demon City, so I'll fight you to the death." At this moment, Wang Lin could no longer feel anything on the outside. At this moment, he was underground and had lost all feeling in his body. Right now, his meridians were broken, and there were signs of his bones shattering into dust. If one doesn't give in when the heavens wants to kill them, there is no path to survival. Wang Lin's eyes were wide open. Even until now, his eyes were still filled with an unyielding aura. His body could be crushed and his origin soul could collapse, but his daw heart will never compromise. As long as there are contrifters who want to defy the heaven and cultivate, they will do everything to avoid the heaven's punishment. A faint voice suddenly echoed inside Wang Lin's mind. The Heaven's Daw is not afraid of contriftors hiding, because once they hide, then their heart no longer contains the meaning of defying. What the Heaven's Daw is really afraid of is those who choose not to avoid, but to face it. For those creatures, the heavens will do everything it can to erase them. You are not the first, and you will not be the last. When others face ascendant, they either follow the Heaven's Daw or avoid it, so divine retribution doesn't arrive. Yet you chose to face it, and that caused the divine retribution to descend. The Heaven's Daw will not allow a third type of heaven-defying cultivation. Countless years ago, when the universe first formed, there was a race that was as old as the Heaven's Daw. The members of that race had a lot of power. They used that power to form their Daw, and used that Daw to fight the heavens. Some had amazing spells. With the turn of their hand, they could destroy Daw and use the spells to fight against the heavens. There were also those who walked the path of slaughter. They lived in slaughter and used death to fight against the heavens. They called themselves the Ancient Order. Divine retribution wasn't able to destroy their bodies, and the heavens' might wasn't able to make them yield. They became the first life forms that cultivated while defying the heavens. After countless years, the Ancient Order split apart. Those with extreme power called themselves ancient gods. Those that walk the path of slaughter called themselves ancient devils. Those that controlled powerful spells called themselves ancient demons. They were the second life forms that cultivated while defying the heavens. A faint voice echoed inside Wang Lin's mind. Although Wang Lin's body had already collapsed, his mind was completely calm. Are you an ancient demon? I am an ancient demon. Wang Lin pondered. However, I'm incomplete. When I awakened, I was within the demon drum. I can feel that the demon drum used to belong to me. For countless years, I couldn't move too far from the demon drum, so I used spells to create the dragon lake and taught the people. I can feel that in this demon spirit land, there are 8 other existences like me in the other countries. They all chose the same method as me. They created something similar to the dragon lake and began educating the people. I have communicated with those existences similar to mine in these countless years, but we can never come to a unified decision. Every existence like me wanted to devour the other to make themselves stronger. Perhaps that is the only way for us to be complete. That is why the war between the 9 countries continued for countless years in the demon spirit land. The appearance of you cultivators tips the scale of this never-ending war. This is why you cultivators are allowed to exist in the demon spirit land. Wang Lin sent out a divine sense message. You must have a reason for appearing and telling me all of this. That is right. I can help you repair your body and help you get through this divine retribution. I can also give you power in the sky demon country, but you have to do something for me. You have to retrieve the 8 holy relics of the other 8 countries. Wang Lin pondered. Shortly after, he slowly said, I can't be the only heaven-defying cultivator in the countless years the demon spirit land has existed. Wang Lin didn't get to finish speaking when that voice interrupted him with a sigh and slowly said, You aren't the first heaven-defying cultivator, but you are the first mortal to cultivate the path of the ancient god. I can feel the aura of an ancient god. This aura is very faint, but it is very pure. The people of the demon spirit land that were given enlightenment by me can't withstand my power. Their bodies aren't able to withstand my power no matter what. Even if they are strong, it doesn't matter, because I'm of a different race. Although cultivators' bodies are slightly better than the people here, they still have their limits. Very few people can withstand my power. You are more suitable than anyone else. That is the reason I chose you. Wang Lin pondered for a long time before he calmly said, Repair my body and give me the power to resist the divine retribution. The voice echoed, As you wish. At this instant, Wang Lin's body, which was deep underground, was immediately surrounded by a vast power. His body recovered at a crazy speed, visible to the naked eye. His meridians reconnected, and now were even tougher than before. His bones recondensed and completely recovered. In fact, their strength was several times more powerful than before. His flesh and blood recovered in an instant. All of this happened in an extremely short period of time. Celestial spiritual energy moved along Wang Lin's meridians and traveled through all of his body. At the same time, that vast power surrounding his body suddenly shrank and entered his body. On the surface, the five old men had just climbed out of their deep holes and were just about to curse once more. But just at this moment, the five of them were startled, and all stared at the hole Wang Lin was in. One of the old men's eyes widened and muttered to himself, This is the ancestors' aura. It seems to be the ancestors' aura. As Wang Lin's body floated out of the hole, his hair moved without any wind, and his eyes were closed, but an unimaginable amount of demonic spiritual energy was spreading out of his body. Wang Lin's body floated into the air under the pressure of the heaven's might, as if at this moment the pressure had no effect on Wang Lin at all. As Wang Lin ascended into the sky, the demonic spiritual energy coming from his body condensed behind him and formed a giant illusion more than 1,000 feet tall. This illusion had two horns, gave off a dark aura, and dark purple skin. The moment it appeared, the red cloud released bursts of fierce roars and thunderous rumbles. It was as if a demon had been born.